Yeah. Pretty much. Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Sweet.
I got my button. I got my shirt. I got my ears.
Proud of you.
Beverage.
I should put on my Olani jersey, but we're fucking it. All right. Let's tap into our intention. Really harness this gong. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been asking for it. You have been waiting for it. It is full on happening today.
The emails are out of control. People want to hear from us.
We understand that you've been dying for our perspective on so many things Disney since the last recording. And there's no better way to kick off self-isolation than Zoom and video chatting. So, welcome to Between Two Worlds podcast. I'm Alexis. And then we have Katie Patterson right here checking in.
Hello.
From beautiful Canada. And then across my bay, BFF, we got Batten. What up, girl?
From the rich.
So we're going to take just a little bit of time to talk about the current state of affairs because it is relevant, obviously. But there's a lot has happened since the last time we chatted. And I think we're coming to you from a crazy 2020. Who knew that 2020 was going to be like this much? I think the funniest meme I've seen is like the guy yelling, being like, I want 2019 back. I'm sorry. I didn't know what we were doing. Didn't know how lucky we had it. Let's bring it back. But yeah, so current state of affairs, California. So Batten and I are in a shelter in place until further notice. For the full state. And I don't know, K-Pops, is there anything kind of happening in the greater Northern America besides closing the border to us, which I feel
I
like
know we couldn't even be together. We couldn't even be together if we wanted to be.
Oh no, we could not. So up here it's not as drastic mandate wise, but we are in a place of I'm in Ontario, the province of Canada, and it's in a place where we're recommended that we self-isolate and practice social distancing, which really means, I want to say it feels pretty similar to you guys in the shelter-in-place perspective. Normal things are open, but most of the non-essential places are all closed down, similar to you guys.
So. I thought you were going to say, I have to self-isolate. It's really no different than how I usually am.
It's true.
I'm
a girl who works from home. It's no different for me. I can go 4 days without leaving the house. So like everyone else is like quarantine day number 2 and they're struggling. And I'm like, same old. Like nothing's different.
Well, okay, no, that's the funniest thing is like, that's the realization that I had where I'm like, what were you people doing before? Because I don't know how different it is. Besides, I think like Batten, you going to like the gym, like some of those like regular stops, I feel like that are deemed like non-essential at this point could be like throwing a schedule off. But I'm like, I'm not hitting the bars. I'm not hitting the streets every week.
Like, not hitting that corner.
No, a lot of people some of my friends are like, man, I've had to think about like things for me and my husband to do like at night. I'm like, what do you mean? We watch television.
I have an idea. Does she need ideas? Have an idea. As someone who's self-isolating alone, let me tell you, plenty of ideas that we can talk about. If you're cohabitating with somebody, what you can do.
I think it goes back to kind of that, when we're told we can or can't do something, that's when we want to rebel. Like, I have no problem usually staying into the weekends. I would have to say going to AMC at Bay Street and seeing my weekly movie is making me sad, but that wasn't happening anyway since we're prepping for our big conference. But I think it's when we're told we have to stay put, that's when everyone, like, it's something in us. We're like, no, we don't want to be told we can't do something, even though our asses are at home. So
my biggest change is I'm a person who's pretty much a homebody 90% of the time, unless I have a trip planned. So that to me is the biggest adjustment. I mean, the last 48 hours has me been in the process of canceling my Disney World trip in April.
Yeah, biggest state of affairs for everybody is that, Disney is closed worldwide, globally. Like the parks and hotels are down for the count.
And the downtowns, they closed those days too.
Downtowns too. So yeah, you had a plan. You had a trip in April, right?
Yeah, April, third week of April. I think we're in a bit more of a unique place than you guys, is that, I mean, we would be crossing borders. So as the flights are right now, they're saying that the borders, like all flights are canceled up until April 30th. That being said, my airline is being a complete a-hole about the whole thing and not being super helpful. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen. If they get bankrupt, I might not get my money back. But all the other airlines are great. I really wish I'd booked an Air Canada flight, not a different airline flight.
Let's plug Air Canada.
Air Canada would have been a lot better. They're doing full refunds across the board. Air Transat's giving refunds up to flights on till April 21st. March 21st, which is tomorrow. So it makes absolutely no sense. And they're still not getting back to people who had to fly home a week ago.
That's crazy.
Anyways, but yeah, and I had like the perfect trip planned. I had like my reservations. You
had something special that I don't think you should really talk about because I don't want anybody to listen.
Yeah, so my mama knows about it. I guess what happened was it showed up on the account. Like they actually put it in the account. So my dad doesn't know about it, but my mama knows about it. So I won't mention it just in case my dad watches it. But I had, special event planned. We had fast passes to
Time out.
Not Rise of the Resistance.
Is this shit Batten doesn't know? Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
The special event that I planned?
Yeah.
It's at Epcot.
It's at Epcot area.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you afterwards. Yeah.
Maybe there's things that Bat still doesn't.
Yeah, there was like fast passes. It was, and then we had a Smuggler's Run fast pass, which was like near impossible to get, and I got it. Oh, and we had DVC Moonlight Magic at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. So
which I also waited 45 minutes in a queue online to get.
Yeah.
And I'm big bummer on that part.
Yeah, lots of things.
But I'm one of many, obviously. I just came off a Disney cruise, so one can't really complain all that much, but squeak that Disney cruise in just
Yeah, I wish I had squeaked in another trip, but yeah, it's something that like was what I was looking forward to with the parks is the food and wine in California.
California food and wine looked like it was
it's was going to be top notch this year. So that's a little bit of a bummer.
They had like new stands. Weren't they like bigger themed kind of the stands, or was that similar last year?
I think it was similar to last year. It just seemed like the food was kind of getting better as far as like what they were offering. So
can we take a moment?
Yeah.
Take a moment and reflect that hopefully they would have worked out their whole ordering fiasco from the Lunar New Year celebration.
Yeah, you guys experienced that. So I don't really know wasn't it like mobile ordering or something?
No, you couldn't mobile. If you had the
Lunar New Year was a their festival food was a legit struggle. Just that I don't think they set up enough of those enough kiosks to the demand. I think that they continually underestimate like cultural celebrations and like things like cocoa, things that like really identifiable or celebration of like cultural activities, and especially in Southern California, people are wanting to celebrate all those things all the time. And so I think it drove an intense demand. Like couldn't get the Mulan ears, couldn't get anything that was really like commemorative too much. Like, and we went the second day. So, but yeah, the ordering of the food, they just didn't have any, they didn't have enough like ticket counters. And so it was just this crazy cluster of lines where everyone would stand in line for the longest time to even place an order. And then you'd stand in another line to get your food. And it was like wrapping from like uh, aerials like attraction to all the way around back to Grizzly River. Like it was a long line, like it was
Wow.
huge. So
Yeah,
it
so
just
huge shout out to the cast members for handling that situation because they were amazing, and they're the ones that gave us the tip about order all your food here at this and then split it into separate tickets so you guys can divide and conquer to hit the kiosks. However, I think to your point about the big miss is there are so many annual pass holders that go to Disneyland California Adventure, and you could not use your card, your, what is that thing called again?
You couldn't use your the sip and savor pass.
Yeah, the sip and savor pass, which is only open to annual pass holders. You could not use that on the mobile ordering, but there were separate mobile order pickup lines from the sip and savor line. So those were completely empty because the majority of us had bought the sip and savers because we're annual pass holders.
Yeah, I think the order strategy, though, still relevant for the sip and savor is like whenever you're going to one of these festivals, either at World or Disneyland, is to earmark all the food that you want and order it right then and there, separated by each booth. And so that way you don't have to wait in line. So when you're at World and there's a huge line at Germany, don't wait in that line. You can just order in one line and go and take your ticket up to the food and get it faster.
And really, there was no food we didn't try. So it's basically, just split up by the huts.
Yeah, it was delicious. I don't have a negative memory other than that first time where we're like, why are we getting like sun poisoning right now for this like 3-hour line? but yeah, so
amazing.
Food was amazing. So with everything closing, like looking forward to hopefully, in what's coming up with the parks reopening, is there anything that you guys have earmarked as like kind of points of light that we will get through this and what's the like next thing to like look forward to with like going to a Disney park? Like K-Pots, I don't know. Are you guys talking about like replanning? Like what's that look like?
Yeah, we're kind of in so we were also booked on DVC points. So we're also in an appeal. So just to overcomplicate it for all you maybe some of your other DVCers on this who listen in might have the same pain that they're dealing with. But when we plan this trip, we only plan it once every 3 years because to be able to do it with my full family, get a villa for a week, which sleeps 12 people at Old Key West, which is the only way to go, in my opinion, is we literally have to take points from the previous year and pull them into this year. And then we have to take points from the back year and pull them in so that we have enough points to do the villa for the week. So because we canceled, Disney has like weird point what you can do with your points. So we get back the points that we used for this from this year and we're able to bank them forward. But the points that we took from 2021 and brought into 2020, the original policy is that you have to keep them in the year that you made your original reservation in, which means we would have to use them in 6 weeks because our use year is the end of like July.
Crazy.
Which is pretty slim to none. So we're now like trying to figure out if we can appeal to get those points put back to next year. If they're put to next year, then I think we'll just do this in April next year. Like try to replan the whole thing again in April, which the only good thing about that as a worlder is it's going to be the 50th anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bonus. Like maybe we'll do Flower and Garden Festival, Smuggler's Run, Rise of the Resistance, Mickey and Minnie's Train, like all the new attractions, plus have the 50th on top of that.
Yeah.
And Harmonious would have been on by now.
Oh.
So that would up
the ante.
Me and Alexis knows about, but Batten doesn't know. It would be better.
I don't, and I wanted to play it off.
I'm so proud that you opened up though, that you're vulnerable enough for our audience to really communicate where you might be like missing in some of the areas that we're talking about. It's really beautiful to see and witness. Yeah. So more power to you.
Thank you.
You're the one that I want.
So yeah, 50th anniversary. We're gonna make it up at the 50th anniversary because that's gonna be like, and Epcot won't be under construction as much.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like, oh, and they're doing the 50th in all the parks. Like they're celebrating, it's the 50th of Magic Kingdom, but they're doing special installments across all parks. So that's
Yeah.
You know what? Next
maybe
year
this will
also
be a better time to go. I don't know.
It's the 40th anniversary of the college program. Woo woo, DCP alumni.
Oh, that's another sad
but
thing.
sad.
I know, but
But
next January they're doing a big celebration and someone else turns 40. Oh, that's me. Also in January. I know everyone who's watching it, you're probably like, oh my gosh.
What?
No way she's 40.
No
she doesn't
way.
stay over 32.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you. But yeah, so next year's gonna be a big year.
Yeah. And I think
people will catch up maybe. That's the only thing I'm worried about is how to, like, the second we can travel again, you guys are going to get in the parks before Canadians will, because we might not be able to cross the border for, like, health insurance and all that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, like, doomsday news aside, but yeah, I think the once the parks open, I think there's still, I mean, it's communicated that the Marvel campus is also supposed to open up in June. So there's and you know, we just kicked off at Disneyland the new parade, which is amazing. And so I think that there's
have you seen Magic Happens yet?
Well, okay, so I broke down in a moment of weakness because of how sad I was. I watched the video and the music and the video. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. It looks so good. I love the soundtrack. So yeah, so I'm hoping like in the near term, something for sure before the holidays, so that way you could get a real, you know, the summer and enjoy the not only like Rise of the Resistance, which we didn't get a chance to go onto on our last trip. And then
oh, that's sad. Are you guys upset? I didn't realize
we were in the lift when our
number got when we got pulled.
Oh, because you couldn't wait any longer?
Yeah, we just couldn't stay. We got too late of a boarding group number. But the but yeah, I'm hoping, like, that's what I'm looking forward to, is hopefully the summer, so that we can see the new park area in Disney California Adventure, go to Rise of the Resistance, and then check out and witness in person the new parade, which looks so much fun.
Yeah, it does look good.
I really hope the dance party fireworks show sticks around, because that is my jam. Oh my god,
that was the first time Batten seeing the Mickey's birthday celebration.
I can hear the song already.
Yeah, who doesn't love some, you know, Let It Go dance EDM version?
Yeah, we love it. Was honestly like, that feels so Paris to me, because of just like the music, and I love it. So but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of fireworks show happens. Hopefully that one's a good one.
Yeah, I'm also curious because I have a trip planned to Disneyland Mother's Day weekend in May.
Yeah,
and that's.
Are you kind of just sitting on it right now?
Yeah, because Alaska Airlines is a much better airline when it comes to.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Alaska, I love you.
Yeah, we're big fans.
I'm kind of just sitting on it because May seems so far away at this point with all the changes that are happening. So it's booked. I mean, I was, you know, again, first world problems because there's so many bigger things happening, but I did splurge since it was Mother's Day weekend and my mom's birthday. We did splurge and get 2 nights at the Grand California. So, so we'll see if it happens. If not, like, we'll just rebook it later. But
yeah. Okay, well, with this, like, with the gaps of the parks being closed down, what are we doing to fill the Disney void from our self-isolation chambers? Like, what are we doing, watching, feeling? How is it, you know, doing this? And we do have, I mean, all three of us have a really, like, unique advantage, is that, like, we can do our work from home. So, you know, how has this, what opportunities do you see of, like, infusing Disney more since you can't really go to the parks just yet?
Batten, you first.
Well, with having Disney Plus, I have been catching up on season 2 of Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings.
Have you picked a location yet? Has anything inspired you for like what's the dream Batten
so
wedding?
many internal conflicts when I watch this damn show because Mario is not the biggest Disney fan. I mean, I think he embraces my dorkiness and support.
He loves you and he loves that makes you happy. That's my situation.
Yes. But like I had never even entertained like an idea of having like a Disney wedding. It was just also so expensive. But then as I create my Disney wedding on Pinterest, or I'm sorry, my wedding on Pinterest before the engagement, shit's expensive, even if it's not a Disney. So I'm like,
Yeah, and like if you're gonna spend it, I mean, when I priced mine out, it was like 15,000, which wasn't really that big of a deal.
And I think one of my favorite episodes, as far as location wise, was the Alani wedding. And there was wedding at Alani and a wedding at Pandora.
I love that.
They were
the Pandora one. I heard it's amazing.
It was beautiful. I mean, if I wouldn't mind having to shelter in place at Animal Kingdom. I love that damn park. But yeah, no, I mean, I think season 2 is really good. There are some definite extravagant proposals, which I'm like, I roll a bit, no offense, but you know, it's all in fun. I watch it. It's great. I love Twitch and Allison. They're great. But yeah, so I've caught up on that. I have not finished The Mandalorian.
Have you finished that yet?
I have a problem with things ending. Do you know how many series finales I have not watched for shows that I have been
ending? Like, I think like the series will continue, no?
Yes, but
you don't know when it's coming.
There's a gap. Yeah.
So like I've seen the first like half of the season and I just love it because I'm obsessed with Baby Yoda. Obviously. Yoda one I want. But
what's your button say?
Yoda one I want.
One that I want. It's the best button ever. And so I just haven't like committed to it because I want to like then start into season 2 right away. So I think I'm just going to hold off on it because it's just so darn adorable. And then, yeah, just catching up on all the releases that are going to happen on Disney Plus and other streaming platforms for all movies while we're in shelter in place.
Well, you watched Frozen 2 because that released early.
I did. I watched that. I was very happy with it. It was great.
Was that your first time seeing it?
Yes.
Yeah, she never watches any Disney movies.
Okay, I saw it in theaters and I was like, I liked it better than the first.
So good.
You can't have it without the first. I understand that, but I watched it in theaters and I was like, I'm like thoroughly enjoying this. Like,
yeah, no, it was a good, like, it was like the perfect situation for a sequel. You know, like sometimes you're like, you know, where you get to like a Cars 2 situation and you're like,
it's weak. It's like TV movie, like TV to movie kind of situation.
Yeah.
But no. So I'm excited for other things that are being released soon.
Is there something that particular that you're excited about? Because I feel like I don't really know Disney Plus all that much because I'm not gonna be honest with you, I'm not on it that often.
Oh,
you know why? Because I can't attach it to my Apple TV because my Apple TV is too old. So I have to play it off my old dead iPhone and then cast it to my TV, which is a bit of a bugger.
Interesting. So speaking also of Disney Plus, I am really excited. I want to start the series the day. God, I'm going to get this wrong. Not The Day in the Life, but One Day. I think it is called.
One Day, like the Disney cast member series. One Day.
Yeah, I want to watch that. And then Onward is being released. I think it's April 2nd or 4th.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Okay, that shit I didn't know.
That shit K-Pass didn't know.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Out of sheer because they can't release it in the theater, so they're just like, we're just going to give it to you for free.
Well, because they did release it in the theaters, and then all the theaters closed.
Oh, it was out because it had record. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So they're just I'm sure Disney Plus, Disney's glad they launched Disney Plus a couple months ago.
Right.
So like Mulan is one that's up in the air on people are petitioning for that to also get released in Disney Plus.
It should drive users. I mean, I know it's a loss of millions of dollars that a movie normally brings in, but maybe they can package it out. Like, get it early for like, $9.99, and you can just buy it and then add it to Disney Plus, and then it's streamed to Disney Plus after that or something.
I would totally do that because I
Yeah.
am fully prepared tonight to stream The Hunt for $19.99 on Amazon. Like,
Yeah.
if I happen to have seen,
I don't even know what The Hunt is. I have no idea, but I'm glad you're
scary movie. It's a scary movie.
Oh.
But like, I, as a Disney Plus person, like, I would totally, to have the ability to see those movies that aren't going to be in the theater, like, I would pay a little bit of a premium
Because
price.
you also support, like, I mean, actors are one thing, they're fine, they're making a ton of money, but there's a ton of people behind the scenes. And I feel this in Toronto, and we've been talking a lot about it here, is like those people are out of work. Like people that are used, like our production crews for like TV, movies,
Yeah.
like they're all out of work, and there are people who work freelance, they're contract workers, so they don't necessarily have healthcare and all these extra things. And so if the movie industry tanks, yes, the movie stars make a buttload of money and they'll probably be fine, but the people who won't are like, you're still supporting people who are behind the scenes, which need jobs, right? So
Yep.
Yeah, that's the hope. All right,
Yeah.
K-Pats. What about you?
how am I filling the void? You know what's funny
Yeah.
is I'm not there yet. I've spent the last 2 days canceling my trip, so I'm not there yet. I thought I was like, I just came off the Disney cruise like in the nick of coronavirus time, which was like the first week of February.
Yeah.
And that was a Disney cruise, and I booked my placeholders. So now I have to figure out when I'm going to actually book my placeholder cruise. Now that feels up in the air, but and then we finally made the call. So I was like kind of very like naive that I'm like, we'll go, it'll be fine. So I haven't gotten there just yet. I'm still in like the grieving period.
Like
but now that you guys have told me
That's
Onward's
fair.
coming out, that might be my like next thing. Because yeah, right now it's been like, I'm like, oh, I'm not, I watch a lot of YouTube influencers like Michael K and all that kind of stuff. And now it's hard because I was all like excited to go to Flower Garden Festival, and I knew the menus already and like what food I wanted and what merchandise I wanted. And I was like, dang it. So I think Onward might be my next void next fill when it comes out. Although that's still a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think the Disney Plus is like where you have to like go into, but I think because for me on Disney Plus it's like all the Disney Channel movies, those like old kind of like nostalgic where you're like, oh, the 90s were so great.
Yes, they were. Thank you.
Because I think I've done Imagineering. I watched all of those.
So good. So good.
Oh, no, I know how I'm filling the Disney void. Have you seen the Imagineering? Oh, what was it called? I'm going to open it up now.
Imagineering box.
Imagineering in a box?
Oh,
yes.
So good.
Okay, so I just got the link yesterday. I think one of you ladies or one of the ladies from Table 121 Cruise, shout out, might have sent it. I don't know who did. Lantris, Sarah, James, you guys know. And I kind of got into that. I think I'm gonna like bookmark it on my work, like on my computer, and watch those. Because if it's, to me, it sounds like it's gonna be the Imagineering story, but like in little short snippets of videos. So I sent it to my nephews and a couple of my friends I know who have kids, and I'm like, I might be partaking in that. Yeah, I don't know if that was by chance. They just happened to have that ready. I don't know. I understand the timing of that, but it was brilliant.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that I saw that was like, oh, that's so cool for everybody, like having to have work from home and figure out kids stuff. But yeah, I think Disney Plus is definitely an avenue to take. I think tapping into YouTube and tapping into like music has really been the thing. Like I never just put on in the background like some of those where they just walk through the park and it's just ambient noise. But
what's the one that you listen to on the podcast?
I have to find it. We'll have to figure it out. But
I'm looking at it. Hold on. It is
that one's so good.
It's literally just him recording himself walking through the park for like 2.5
for like hours. And so you just put that on and you're just like, oh, okay. And I set up all of my and I have like all my Google Home devices now set up. So I have a great surround sound, which is the coolest thing for my like music playing now, is at home. Everything is around me. So it is pretty neat to have.
What's this?
Yeah.
I do see you brought that up because I've been playing on my Alexa. I've been playing the park ambient music like in the background as I'm working, and then sometimes I'll forget to pause it when I'm on a Zoom meeting. I will say though, I have not figured out how to not have my face just floating in the backgrounds that you can add in Zoom, because you can do custom backgrounds. And so I've been trying to put Epcot behind me, but it just ends up being my face because everything else is like green screened.
You have to update. You have to update your operating system.
Oh.
You have to go to like.
That means I have to restart my computer and close all my tabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
About those 50K apps.
That's not happening.
Yeah. Just bookmark them. You can come back to them.
Oh too much. I got like 6 windows open with like 50 tabs in each one. So people can just look at my kitchen.
We're about to become a work from home podcast, and like the best practices for not utilizing a browser. Bad. But yeah, so anyways, this we felt the need after certain isolation orders to come back on here because it's good to connect with friends and good to connect over Disney because things always feel a little bit better when there's some magic involved. And so we just wanted to take the day to talk through with you guys what we're missing, what we're looking forward to, and if you are also looking to fill a little bit of the Disney void before we get back to working order in the parks. So, yeah. Any closing notes, ladies?
No, but we're gonna have to think about what we're gonna talk about next.
Yeah, I mean, I almost broke out a Disney Mickey bar just to like.
I know, I'm jealous. We don't get them here in Canada. I'm not even sure what music that is.
What are you playing?
It's Viva Beats from Animal Kingdom.
I gotta know what playlist you run.
What face are you giving this camera?
Is that like Deep Park Radio? So yeah, no, I mean, I guess my closing remarks would be is we gotta wait it out, and hopefully we can fill the void in the next little coming weeks / months, as much as I hate to say that. And we hope to be kind of a bit of a bright light in your day and kind of have a little fun, and maybe we'll talk about how to like plan your next trip because eventually it will happen, so let's just look forward to what that might be.
We could also talk about organizing your Disney shirts, ears, and memorabilia because that is something I need to do, man.
Yeah, I did a good job of that. Maybe we'll do some like memorabilia tours. I've got my Be Our Guest room set up that we can walk through.
Oh, I love a room walkthrough.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's me. We hope to connect with you guys in the next coming bit. So yeah, that's me. You, Batten?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to look through all my Disney stuff because I do need to do that. I did like a round 1 with all my pins. But I feel like I just kind of need to rethink like how I have things organized. But I am excited I know the fans have been demanding us back. So I'm glad that we're here to fulfill that promise to our groupies. But I'm also excited to give back and continue supporting small business and big business and just business in general and stimulate the economy again. I'm happy to give all my money to Disney and Sephora. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited for us to all emerge from all of this and just be in a better space. And but until then, we can all virtually connect. I think we're all very blessed with the tools that we have at our disposal. And so just excited to make the best of the situation.
Yeah, there's lots that's happened between this episode and last that we can recap and like re-excite ourselves about trips and things. So we'll look into what content, but I definitely think it was good to just get a state of order for where we are now and what we're looking forward to. And we'll chat with everybody again soon.
See you real soon.
Yeah, bye everybody.
Bye.